morning. This is Carlos on Mt.Doug, sharing the trail with a couple of fast walking women and their dogs. Hello, dogs. I'm going to be turning off pretty soon, so I might well leave them behind. Today is a soggy Thursday. You can hear the soggy dirt and leaf beneath my feet. So I've turned onto my favorite connector trail between, I guess it's Whitaker and Glendenning. Not sure about that. This is always a hike section for me. I have my heart rate monitor on, which will give me the zone changes, and the Ice Smooth Run lady is going to remind me at every kilometer what we're up to, or what I'm up to. You're just tagging along for the ride. I will be recording only when I'm on the dirt trails. I'll save the asphalt for my silent sections, mainly because they probably won't be silent. There will be cars, and I think I've subjected you guys to enough car noises. This will just be straight trails. In fact, I think I will call this episode just straight trails. Not that it's going to be trails that are straight, but meaning just trails. Only trails. I will be recording today, whether I'm on Glendenning, which I am now, running up towards the glory zone. I will stop running very soon and switch to hiking. I have chosen my tree, a little skinny one. That's where I'm going to start my hike. Just around here. Pretty sure I'm in zone 3. Even as I hike.
Average heart rate 133. Workout average pace 7 minutes 57 seconds per kilometer.
7:57 per kilometer. Today I'm going to be running about 14 kilometers. Not sure exactly how much of it is trail, but I would say at least 2/3 of it I would consider off-road running. A lot of it will be up and down undulations, so I'll be breaking in and out of my trot as the terrain demands more or less of my effort. Pretty soon I'm going to be switching to a downhill section. Very soon at this corner it'll be down towards forgotten the name of the trail. Hello. Mercer, that's the name. Mercer Trail, down towards the Lincoln-Sop Road, through the Gary Oak Meadows. I have done 2 Easy K so far. They were quite hilly, but because I'm still relatively fresh, they weren't a real aerobic strain on me. Just have to moderate my effort at the beginning of the run. I should be able to maintain a pretty good average pace once I get past Mt.Doug. I'll probably drop to 8 minutes per kilometer by then, and then I'll be whittling it down as I run towards the bog. Hiking up. This is the top of Glendenning once again, turning onto Mercer once again. They join higher up. Heading towards the meadows now. I can hear the rain hitting the leaves above my head and hitting the leaves beneath my feet. Still waiting with anticipation to hear if anybody managed to record some first-hand footage from Atlanta this past weekend. But I fear not. I fear that session has eluded us. If there was some footage, some video or audio footage out there, I'd be more than willing to tie it all together for the Extra Mile podcast group. I have all the time in the world to do my editing and splicing. I just don't have the raw material. Mind you, it could be posted on your 5 minutes. I'm sure that whatever there is out there might only just be some short video footage from the get-togethers that they had. I saw from the pictures they were a happy bunch indoors. Didn't see too much outdoor footage. So I'm now in the middle of the Gary Oak Meadows, trying to maintain a steady pace of around 8 minutes per kilometer. Zone 2 is a little low. I should try and stay in Zone 3 as much as possible today. I can forget about keeping my feet dry. That is already a moot point. Both my shoes are now wet as I see a collie coming up trail towards me. Hello, dog. Hi there. No point keeping your shoes dry today, is there?
There's not much point.
No, my feet are wet already.
I see that.
See ya. Yeah, his feet were wet too. What happens is that they get cold when they first get wet, and then gradually, as you run, they warm up, and then you go through another cold puddle, and they get cooled off again. I don't want to fall over today, because I would end up with a very wet back. Normally, I end up falling backwards onto my ass bone. Sitting in a stream is not the best way to maintain one's body temperature. That is a factor today that I will have to bear in mind. Running slowly when wet means that you are getting colder than usual. Zone 4. I'm now wet from the knees to the toes. As I continue down Mercer Trail towards Blenkinsop Road, Lobe Runner, Lopside Trail, and then the connector to, what's it called now, Donwood, and the Faithwood Estate. Literally, I'm running downstream now. My feet are landing in water on every step. Pretty soon, when I get to the asphalt, I'll be taking another recording break.
35 minutes 14 seconds. 3 kilometers. Average heart rate 132. Workout average pace 8 minutes 24 seconds per kilometer.
So 8:24. I should be able to make a minute back in the next kilometer. So just around here, I will press pause and then unpause it when I get to the bog. So I'm on Lockside Trail now, running on dirt, just about to turn left up onto Donwood. Runner coming towards me with their hair flapping in the wind. Hi. And I take my turn. Well, this deserves a photograph, but it's not too bad. This is the worst it'll be. My feet are already wet. So now I'm just going to wade through this little quagmire. Yep, I'll just get both sides of the trail and the puddle. Yep, there he is. As I wade through the puddle.
Zone 1.
There's no point running through it because then all I do is I spray a lot of water
Zone 2.
onto my upper body, which will need to dry off, and in the process be cooling my upper body off. At the moment I have 2 semi-dry layers of clothing on heavy technical long sleeve under a very flimsy jacket. The jacket is just an extra windbreak so that the inner garment doesn't get too much direct air on it. I keep like a little pocket of warm air between the outside world and my puny body. Up I go. This is always a hike for me. I won't take out the phone too much as it is raining and I really don't need to get rain on my phone. Quite often it spoils a good photograph. Alright, so I'm back on asphalt.
3 minutes 15 seconds. Distance 4 kilometers. Average heart rate 128. Workout average pace 8 minutes 18 seconds per kilometer.
Okay, I will pause until I get back onto the dirt. As I swing onto the Ralston Trail, running down Ralston Creek. This time I'm beside the creek, not in it. So now I have the Rithet bog loop to record with you. First part is downhill. I'm running at about the same speed as the creek. No, I'm running a little faster than the creek. I was just thinking about the speed of the creek, and obviously...
Time 39 minutes 27 seconds. Distance 5 kilometers. Average heart rate 90. Workout average pace 7 minutes 53 seconds per kilometer.
Obviously, the steeper the pitch, the faster the water will flow. But what controls the speed of the water? If you were on a gradual downhill ramp, would the water keep accelerating, or would it reach a maximum velocity? I guess one has to factor in the drag between the molecules of water and the bottom of the creek bed. Anyway, interesting thought for the physicists out there. As I cross over the footbridge over Ralston Creek, I now have a little bit of asphalt to mute out of this recording. Back on the dirt. That wasn't too long. In real time, that was about a minute and a half of jogging from one bit of dirt to this bit of gravel trail. Quite a few puddles here. There might be some flooded out sections, but they did do some trail improvements here last spring to keep the trail out of the creek. We'll see how effective it was. This is what they call a raised bog. With all this rain, the level of the bog would have raised a little more. It's a floating mat of reeds. And in the dry season, there is no exit needed. It evaporates out of this little sinkhole. But in the winter, the water table rises and the center of the bog rises because basically it's floating. If the subsoil is saturated, the mat of reeds will float. Hello. Should be getting a reminder very soon for about either 6 or 7. Not sure what we're up to now. As I crest this little hill and run past the sign that explains the ecology of a raised bog. But I have just explained that to you, so I won't have to stop and read it again. It seems hard to believe that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I was in Portugal. 2 weeks ago, I was in London, and I have been home for 2 weeks. This Sunday will be my 2 weeks home. I should have recorded yesterday. I tried, but I got confused with the buttons on my recorder. I was talking to a closed recorder, and I was recording the live air between my little talk sessions. I had the order wrong. I was recording what I thought was not being recorded, and I was not recording enough of what I wanted. So I basically just scrapped the whole project. Easy come, easy go, as I always say. Coming up to about the halfway mark of this run, which is about
46 minutes 11 seconds, distance 6 kilometers, average heart rate 128, workout average pace 7 minutes 41 seconds per kilometer.
Well, there you go, 6. So 6.5 is the halfway, so 13 kilometer run today. And most of the dirt I am recording for you. I guess I should put dirt in the title somewhere. Maybe I'll call it Wet Dirt Trails. Or just Wet Dirt Trails. Having a little bit of trouble posting my podcast to Stitcher. I have had this problem in the past. My last episode did not get posted to Stitcher, unfortunately. But you can download it for offline listening from iHeartRadio and also, I believe, from Spreaker. I don't think you have to have a Spreaker account to download a link. I think that option is open to anybody. So it looks like their flood prevention has worked. This section has often been underwater. There will be some highway noise coming up pretty soon, which I can mute by pausing once again this recording. So I'm at the duck pond now. This time of the year, it's full of water. Full. I will take a picture of it to show how much water there is in the duck pond.
Zone 2.
Lots of ducks enjoying the rain. Zone 1. Zone 2, and I'm ready to go again. This little bit of trail runs beside Chatterton Way, quite a busy cross street. 7:38 I heard, and that would be 7 kilometers done. I take a little right turn here, past another sign explaining all about the wetlands. Rithet's bog is part of a drainage system that starts at Elk Lake and flows down basically into the gorge waterway. high. Still running on wet gravel. Not a bad surface. My feet have warmed up. My last soaking was about 10 minutes ago. Have to remember to change my socks when I get home. Dry my feet. As I climb up to another little connecting section of roadway and sidewalk, which I will spare you and me the need to talk. I will just pause it. Back on the soggy dirt. So many titles. I will pick one. I have toyed with most of the alternative titles. I think I'll probably settle with Back on the Soggy Dirt. Hello. Hi. Running around the last little bit of the bog before I make the connection with the Ralston Creek once again. Wet, cold feet again. It is of no consequence now. Almost 5 miles in. I will be done before noon today, and around 3:30 I'm working with my friend, the gardener, fixing up a few days worth of food for him. I was originally buying all the food and planning my meals in advance, and then it occurred to me that I was doing a lot of extra schlepping around. So I've tried delegating some of the shopping to the family members, but it's unpredictable whether I will get the ingredients that I need. So I think I'm going to revert back to plan A and basically just remind them of the staples that he might need.
Time 1 hour 22 seconds. Distance 8 kilometers. Average heart rate 133. Workout average pace 7 minutes 32 seconds per kilometer.
7:32 average now. Yeah, it'll be 8 when I'm back on Mt.Doug, and then I might be able to whittle it back down to 7:30-ish. It really depends how much hiking I do on these hills. I'm really enjoying my exercise program. At the moment, it's ideal for me anyway. I run almost every day. In the summer, I was using the e-bike a little bit more than I am now. So now I'm hiking and running and doing a little bit of e-biking. But I haven't yet had to go into the gym for a workout yet. They still haven't collected the leaves that I raked 2 weeks ago now. Still, there are lots of other piles of leaves in the neighborhood, so it's not like I missed the last collection. There's no more deciduous leaves left to rake. They have all fallen and been removed to the curb, where they'll get sucked up by the Saanich municipal garbage people. Pretty soon I'm going to hit the road again. I will pause once again until I get back onto the Mount Douglas trails. So as I hit the Mount Douglas trails once again, I'm heading up into the forest and through the meadows, through the glory zone, and back onto Harvest Lane.
Distance 10 kilometers. Average heart rate 97. Workout average pace 7 minutes 37 seconds per kilometer.
7:37. Bye-bye.